Good morning, it's Brian at Fitzpatrick's Garage Dublin Road. Kildare. I want to show you this 2016 1.6 diesel EF on the CRV. It's a real nice car. It's a one-owner car from you. We're going to have a look around in a sec. Just in case you're wondering who we are, Fitzpatrick's Garage Kildare. Maxwell Garage here behind us, Honda just here, Hyundai just here, and then further on up the road there's also Mercedes as well. So it's a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years, and there's also garages in Carlow, Naas and Tullamore. And the reason I'm saying that to you is if you are spending your hard-earned money on a car like this, you know that you're going to get a good after-sales service from the garage that's been in operation for so long. Anyway, let's have a look around this particular car here. As you were saying, this car is just one owner from brand new. It's really, really nice. For some reason, I don't know why black wasn't as popular as silver or grey in these cars when they're brand new. I actually think it's probably the best colour. It's classy looking. It looks really, really well. But it's weird. There's always a really strong demand for black second hand for some reason. But anyway, that's how it goes. So this car, as we were saying, excellent condition throughout. In terms of the very front of the car, over here there is from 2015 they put a nice aluminium garnish along the front over here. So all the way down along through here, looks quite well. These fog lights are a nice square shape with chrome surrounds all the way along the front. The daytime running lights wrap all the way around the headlamps, as you can see along here. And then over there you've also got a nice chrome grille. And the cool thing about the grille is, if you look at the grille, it kind of matches the way the daytime running light comes up and all the way around the headlamp as well. In terms of the wheels on the side of the car, the model that came in 2017 actually is the same wheel, except for they diamond cutted it. What I mean by diamond cutting is like this shape here on the i30, so you've got that kind of black centre with a chrome part on the outside. It's really smart looking, but I actually like these quite a lot because they look bigger actually, they look chunkier, they fill out the wheel arch quite nice, so they look really, really well. They're a 17-inch alloy wheel. We've run the car through a workshop, but there's now 2 tyres going in the car as well in the front. There is a side step down the side, which is a nice addition, and the reason I'm saying that is, okay, yes, it's durable and it's functional, but I like the way, if you look at the front of the car over here, you've got, okay, your chrome that we're talking about, a nice garnish along here, and without the step on the side, it's quite high, so it kind of needs that just to sort of, I suppose, make the car look more symmetrical. So if you look at this garnish on the front, and then all the way back as far as here with the step, I think it looks really, really well, and that complements, if you look at the rear of the car, anyway, I like symmetry, it makes a difference on the car. So if you look at the step over there, and then if you look at the garnish on the back of the bumper over here, they're all very congruent. In terms of the rear of the car, apologies about the sun, I think we might turn this way here, my God. So the back of the car, nice chrome, again I've said it, sorry, garnish, it's in brushed aluminium kind of finish. Brushed aluminium along through there, chrome up along the boot lid along through here, looks really, really smart. And in terms of the other thing on the outside of the car that's unique on this particular one, the side steps are an extra, and also on the rear of this car there is a tint along through there. So the tint is a 65 percent actually is what they work on, just in terms of how much light gets into the cabin. It's not too dark. Sometimes you look at, say, the likes of cars like this i40 over here, which is a standard factory tint. It's quite dark actually. I quite like that because it's classy looking, not too dark, but still gives some an element of privacy as well, and looks quite nice. Right, in terms of the rear of the car, it was so handy to open up the boot. Let's have a look. Freezing this morning. If you're watching this, hopefully we're sitting on the couch or in bed or wherever. You look through adverts and Dundee and YouTube and that kind of stuff. Anyway, in through there, I'm going to switch around this camera so we'll get a better idea. Okay, so the boot is in really, really nice condition. Looking along the back, the plastics over here are excellent. Plastics over here are excellent because they are areas that can get marked by normal use. And then the floor is in very good condition under here. Now again, look, it is only it's not an old car, so you'd expect all this stuff to be in good condition anyway, but you'd be surprised. Okay, seats fold, and same thing again. If I grab this over here, they do once. I think the armrest is probably deployed back here, is it? Yeah, it is. That gets in the way, and then that falls down like so. So it just makes it really easy to get the seats folded down, and then after that, this cover, you can take that out as well. And then actually, to be fair, you end up with enough space, pretty much comparable to a light commercial vehicle. Okay, sorry, I've had to redeploy because the sun is so strong up there this morning. It's really, really bad. This camera's not brilliant, it's like an iPod anyway. This is Mercedes, just up the road. Anyway, back to where we were. So we looked at the boot in terms of the boot. It's really big, seats fold forward. The other nice thing I forgot to say actually on the windows around these cars, chrome all the way around the windows. Looking at the car, there's so much congruent stuff that comes together between the brushed aluminium and the chrome. In terms of condition, while we're outside the car, the wing over here and all the way down the side of the car is in very, very nice condition throughout. So that wing, the door in the rear, the quarter panel back here, the rear bumper and onto the boot lid are in very nice condition, as is this quarter panel and all the way up the side of the car. Nice and original and in good condition throughout. Anyway, this door here, if you open the door, the cool thing about CRV is you get a right angled door, so it makes access really easy for getting in. Getting up the seats, because I forgot to afterwards. So in terms of space in the back of the car, I'm 6 foot. At least I tell people I know I am. So along through here, there is a ton of space. Got an armrest back here. Obviously, I've got a safety belt here. In through the centre, then I've got an armrest over here with a drinks holder, 3 head restraints, obviously 3 3-point safety belts. This one here is for the middle passenger that comes along through here. And then actually I've got Isofix over here. Or to move over, I've got Isofix over there. And actually there's a sort of different setup with Isofix. So if you look in the back of this car, one thing is here guys, you can, I repeat can, get 3 child seats across the back of this car. We sell a lot of SUVs. Not many of them do this, so these ones, yes. I have customers that have 3 child seats across the back of their car. Not all Isofix, to be fair, but 3 child seats do go across the back. I can confirm that. A lot of cars in the market don't. Anyway, after that then you have, as we were saying, Isofix point there. Isofix point here. Sorry, this is actually harder to do when the camera's kind of reversed. Fine, but there's 2 other Isofix points here. The reason you would do that is if you wanted someone, child over there, child over here, fine. However, if you only have the 2 in the back, and you want to bring them a little bit closer together, you can pull, so you'd have a child seat in this kind of, how would you say, a little bit in, and another child seat a little bit in. Why would you want to do that? The reason is, say for example, when you're driving along, you have your mirror up here, you have this conversation mirror up here, it's easier to keep an eye on 2 kids that are more centred in the back, and also, it puts them close enough, don't box the heads off each other. Anyway, over here, electrics for windows, mirrors, storage down there, more storage down through here. On the seat I can adjust my height. I've got electric lumbar support here to harden up the back part of the seat. Condition, actually I forgot to say, in the back of that car is really good. The lady that used to own the car, she has kids, but most of her time in the car was spent commuting up and down to work, and the kids are at home being minded. So in terms of the inside of the car, right, sitting on some keys, which isn't great, but anyway, off. Okay, so let's go get this back out of the way here for a sec. Right, over here, as you're saying, electrics for windows and mirrors. One other cool trick is, actually, I'm just going to show you one thing here for a sec, and then I promise we're finished on the outside of the car. So all it is basically when you run the car, fine, you leave your headlights on, and you come home. So let's try that for a sec, right. There's 2 things here. Now, look, a lot of people could be familiar with this, but then again, you may not have looked at the CRV before, so... right, okay, we see the lights are on here at the moment, fine. Lock the car, watch my wing mirrors. There you go, wing mirrors folded in. Lights, I'm just waiting for. So if I walked up the front of my house, it's really, really handy, because this is still lighting up the driveway, so I can see what I'm at. Doesn't that car look cool? Doesn't that car look cool? Really well. Back out, I open up the car. Lights come back on so I can light up the driveway as I walk back out. I think that car is super sleek looking. I love the black. I love the grey. Anyway, sorry, the other thing I was going to show you is unlock the car, and it means then that say the windows, I can drop them down when you get those really sunny days in Ireland. And then what you call it, you can bring them back up, which is more appropriate when it starts raining in Ireland. Yes, absolutely. So it just means you can walk away from the car and you know that everything is locked. Anyway, getting back into the car. Okay, back in the centre here, so let's start her up again. Fine. Okay, steering wheel is multifunctional, which means over here cruise control, so I can set or limit my speed. I have controls over here for radio. If you look up through here, there's an IMID in the centre that I am controlling using this over here. So that's telling me things like my average fuel, clock, radio station, all that kind of information down through there, and I can manipulate various things using that. Down here I have things like my trip computer in the centre, average speed, fuel efficiency, all that kind of stuff is in through there. Bluetooth is down through here, so it just means that I would be driving along and I'd use my hand, answer and hang up. So all very easy to keep your eyes on the road. I'm going to switch around the camera. One other thing I'm going to show you though, however, before I do. Armrest obviously goes back and forward, drinks holders in here, and then if I open up that, I get my USB connectors by 2. I have HDMI and I also have power, so you can charge phone on one side and play music. There's 2 people in the front of the car these days, guess what, both of them have got a smartphone. They want somewhere to charge it. As we were saying, rear view mirror up here, there's 2 ways of looking at it. You've got a conversation mirror which looks into the back, so it's a glasses holder. I can see what's going on in the back, and then obviously I can see what's going on behind me, and this is also auto dip, so it darkens itself when someone drives up behind you. After that, headlights over here are automated, which means, as we saw on the outside, but also when it gets dark they'll come on themselves, and wipers over here are also automated, so when up here the sensor where the light is and the sensor for the wipers, when they sense water they will start activating. The other thing as well, there's one other sensor up through here which is a city brake, so basically you're driving along, if someone stops in front of you and you don't apply the brakes or the clutch, that means then that the car will, under 32 kilometers an hour, attempt to stop you hitting the object in front of you. Dead handy, good safety feature overall. Driver's airbag as you'd expect, passenger airbag over there. Both sides will have curtain airbags up here, side of the seats. All these doors have side impact protection bars, and then on the outside of the car you will have more safety features, i.e. things like anti-lock brakes, vehicle stability control to keep the car in a straight line on a wet roundabout, and emergency brake assist and emergency brake distribution. The whole idea being that you can slam on the brakes and you still have full control of the car under maximum braking pressure. Right, 1 or 2 other things, actually the main thing being the likes of hand to connect. So as we see over here, it's probably okay, I'm going to do it the wrong way around. I wouldn't obviously use this hand normally for reversing. If I go for reverse, I get a camera in through here. One other thing as well that's cool is if I drive forward, I get sensors. So if you see up here, it's telling me I got a problem. And then as we were saying, if I go for reverse, let's make sure there's nothing behind me. There's not. Towards this pole. Okay, so it's telling me I got a problem here, and up here I'm also being told that I got a problem as well. And then this camera, I can change it to have it looking straight downwards or a more wide panoramic view. So all very, very straightforward. This is Honda Connect, which is Android operated. So in through here, do I want to operate a phone? No. Let's switch around the screen. So it's all touch and swipe. Audio functions in through here for music sources, Bluetooth audio. Actually, let's have a look even. Source, where I want the music to come from. FM, logwave, digital radio, Bluetooth music, and things like the iPod connectors, HDMI also if you want to play video up through there. Back in through here, if you have internet access using your phone, you create a hotspot and you can listen to any internet radio station on the planet. Telephone in through here, settings over here, then I have my internet browsing in through here, trip information, and down here then I've got the other functions you'd see on like a tablet or something like that. So quite advanced in fairness, but not difficult to use, very easy to use once you know how. And I'm going to lie to you, the first 5 or 10 minutes is infuriating, and after that then you are on top of it and you'll wonder how you ever did without some of this stuff. Front and rear windscreen demisters, and they also demist the wing mirrors. Speed up or slow down the fan where you want the air to blow, and that's pretty much it then after that. In terms of one other common thing that people always used to, and I actually emphasize used to, they always used to say, oh my god, this is a 1.6 litre diesel engine, this is a big car, there's absolutely no way that that's going to be able to... Oh, sorry, actually, before I move on to that, they used to basically be worried about power, right? But before we do that, down here, I can turn on and off the parking sensors, I can turn off the alarm if I want down through here, fuel opening and closing, and then econ basically here, which if I press that, come on camera focus, press the button, in through here, it's going to basically reduce how aggressive cruise control is. It's going to give me a warning here to tell me these little white ones will turn green when I'm driving economically, or white when I'm not, and also then it reduces how aggressive the heating is. But yeah, anyway, people used to kind of complain, okay, 1.6, a lot of these people I suppose are coming out 2.2 Accords and other, I suppose, large engine cars, and they're kind of going, oh, this is a big car, 1.6, won't be able for it. Right, I'm 100% sure, speaking from experience, and that's all I can do, jeez, my hair's all over the place, there's no problem with power. Not even that there's not a problem with power, it's actually the opposite. There's quite good power in this car. We do different manufacturers, we traded in cars in the other manufacturers that we don't sell even, i.e. 1.5 diesels, 1.6 diesels from other manufacturers, 1.7 diesels. and they're all thereabouts 105, 110, 115 horsepower. This one's 120, but it's got 300 newton meters of torque. This is a really good engine. This is not the cheapest car in the market, but there's reasons why. The fuel efficiency on these cars, I'm 100% sure, it's definitely one of the best ones around all day long. 50-55 miles per gallon, which is, you know, 4.8 to 5.2 litres per 100 kilometres, all day long, no problem. Road tax 200 quid for the year, and then after that, it's super reliable, runs off a chain, so there's no belt change. But in terms of power, there's actually a ton of power. We had a guy that came down just recently, an example, 2.2 Mazda 6, which is like, I don't know, 150 horsepower. Got into this, he said, oh, look, I don't think it's going to be the same as the CX-5, because CX-5 is 150 horsepower. Drove it out the road, big smile afterwards. He was going, I cannot believe how good that engine is. And that's a common thing on it. Yes, there is going to be one or two people that are coming out of 170, 180 plus horsepower cars and are going to go, yeah, I need more power. Fair enough, no problem. But for most people, they're going to go, yeah, there's actually quite good power. I'm just going to slot this in here, so I'll have to change the camera, but I'll just show you in terms of acceleration, second, third gear, that's also. Okay. Okay, so just say, for example, normal kind of setup, second gear, say, the camera will not focus for me for some reason. But anyway, second gear, I'm going to floor the car now. Into third. So there you go, loads of power. And in fairness, it's rather than me telling you, you got to come drive it yourself and you'll see yourself. Just in case you're wondering, little orange light that came on at the end, that is an ice warning because the weather is so crap today. It's pretty damn cold. So we're gone below 3 degrees. So that little orange light just comes on to tell me there's a possibility of ice, that's all. And it's probably as we got up to speed, I suppose the little sensor that's over there actually picks up the wind chill. So anyway. So there you have it. That is our 2016 1.6 diesel ES Honda Centre Kildare. If you want information on the car, please do give me a call, 086 843, whoops, going the wrong way, 086 843 1945. The car, as we were saying, is in very nice condition. Finance is available. We accept every trade-in, so anything you have, don't be afraid to give us a shout. The car comes with warranty until 2019. And there's also roadside assistance for 2019. And the great thing about these CRVs is they're a little bit different. You don't see them everywhere on the road because I guess they're at a price point, possibly brand new, that is not, I suppose, accessible to everyone. But if you want a big SUV that is efficient, nice to drive, good equipment levels, and in fairness, something that's a little bit different as well, this is definitely worth looking at. So, Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. If you come to the garage, please do just ask for Brian. I'd appreciate that, and hopefully this car is of interest. Thanks for taking your time to watch.